Recently, there was a hacker that made an infinite money loop by abusing Coinbase's APIs. Here's how it worked.
So at Coinbase, this researcher wanted to play around with the Coinbase platform and find any potential vulnerabilities or issues. So they set up an account, they started trading, and they started sniffing the traffic to see what was going on behind the UI. They found the APIs that were powering the transactions. Anytime he did a trade, there were 4 parameters being transmitted. What was he selling? Was he on the buy or sell side? Source account, target account. Every transaction looked like that. And so he actually owned 0.0243 units of Ethereum. And like a good hacker, you want to try different things out, get error messages, see what you can get the back end to expose. And so he ran a query where he changed his Ethereum to Bitcoin and waited for the error message to come back and didn't get an error message. Instead, he got $43,000 deposited. And what he effectively did was change his asset from pesos to pounds or whatever you want to call it, right? And it actually worked, right? And I think at that point he thought he was going to prison. Went on to Twitter. You can find the tweets where he's looking for the CEO's email and stating that he's found, quote, a market nuking vulnerability, which I think was not hyperbole at all. And Coinbase reacted immediately. They shut down the market. They were able to reproduce it, and they blogged about it about a week or so later. And they said the root cause of the bug was, quote, missing logic validation check. And what that means is the app was checking, did you own 2.0243 units? They just weren't checking of what? Like, was it Ethereum? Was it Bitcoin? Was it something else? And that is, I think a really good example of how logic can be exploited through APIs, right? And why it's, we spend so much time with developers making sure that the app does what it's meant to do. And I think what we're missing is, does it not do what it's not supposed to do? Right? Those negative scenarios, right? Like there's nothing in the PRD probably that said, make sure you can't change Ethereum to Bitcoin. It's just assumed, right? And I think what's really needed is to make sure that the people developing and operating these APIs are aware of the types of ways that these APIs are getting exploited.
Shout out to Coinbase for dealing with that so well.
Find this clip and many more by following the Security Repo podcast wherever you get your podcast.